Thank you, the Alliance. All right, I don't have much time, so I'll get on with it. CSR is something that's very, very dear to my heart. It is something that is no longer a nice to have. It is very much crucial for us to give back to the community, to do our part, to help out. And it's becoming more and more a requirement through legislation, through corporate travel sourcing, guest requirements, including investors. You know, really everybody's looking at what are you doing in terms of sustainability, what are you doing with the social element, the governance, and so on and so forth. So my name is Frauke. I am the general manager of Affini, which is due to open in a few weeks, so exciting times. I also run the Serve 360 committee for Marriott here in the UAE, so we do a lot of the ESG and CSR work around them. We'll have a very quick agenda because I realize it is the afternoon. You have heard a lot of things already, but I will definitely come and volunteer some of you to contribute to some of the things that you might already be doing in your properties that can be replicated, that people can take as best practices, because a lot of times it's so easy, right? It doesn't have to be about reinventing the wheel. It's just about sourcing information and seeing what's already out there and what fits me. So we'll have a look today at core dimensions and metrics. So what are we measuring when it comes to CSR? How do you find those measures away from the checklist that is required for your nearest certification, away from maybe what is already measured by your brand or the larger organization around you? We'll have a look at guest-facing marketing, as well as experiential showcasing. We'll do a quick dive on benchmarking. I know a lot of you are in the benchmarking space, certification and awards, and then we have a small activity planned with a lovely surprise guest. So I hope you will enjoy. All right, so how do we find metrics? What are kind of the metrics that most of you are using? Where are the hotel operators in the room? No. I'll come back to you, don't worry. All right. I know, Nila. So, sorry. I was trying to give you the side eye to kind of tell you I'm coming. Right, so what are some of the metrics that you are measuring?
For CSR in general. Yeah. To be honest, really participation we're measuring. So some of the CSR we're doing, for example, is we're volunteering out at the Al Moon initiative, which is horse riding for kids with POD. That is hard to measure, right? I mean, it's just the participation, the percentage of participation by the end of the year, as one example.
Amazing. Great, so it's volunteer hours, it's participation. What else? What are we measuring? Oh, I have another hotelier. Dun, dun, dun. What are you measuring at red?
For the internal CSR, I agree with that point, participation, volunteering, and also when we do the activity, we also should look at the impact, how we can get from that action. I think, yeah.
Okay, amazing, very good. Yes, so ultimately we're looking at what are the challenges that are most relevant to our business, to our organization, and where can we deliver the most impact, right? So this is where I feel a lot of organizations, a lot of businesses, especially a lot of hotels, because funding is always an issue, that's where we fail a lot of times, because we feel we have to compare ourselves to big global organizations, we have to write big checks, we have to have a lot of people, but there are a lot of really, really wonderful organizations out there that do so much great stuff, like the Al Moon initiative that Nina was talking about. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to deliver on different metrics and deliver social impact. The other thing to consider is very much how does that align with what I'm looking at, what my guests want, what my owners want, and of course, what can I sustainably deliver? Because I think when we look at metrics and impact, the long-term strategy is always the one that has a little bit more weight behind it. is a little bit more impactful, a little bit more meaningful, as opposed to doing these little one-offs and saying, okay, in March I've done one volunteering event and that was it. So the impact is not easily measured when it's a one-off thing. So we have a couple of different dimensions. One is, of course, the environmental and operational, and I think this is where all of you have heard so much today already, so I will not do any kind of deep dive, but I think in that space particularly, it's about making sure that the metrics that you're using are the metrics that are commonly used, so it's much, much easier for you to compare and measure against impact. We then have the social and community, of course. So this is measured by local employment, you have supply chain, community investment, staff well-being, and this is something that we often miss out on. So staff also counts as part of your CSR or culture initiatives. We have the governance and processes, so these are your certifications, policies, your trainings, and as well as stakeholder engagement. And this could be the existence of policies. You could have the frequency of audits. Is it a third party? Is it an internal audit? Grievance mechanisms, so if something doesn't work, is there a mechanism around it? Have we put a process in place where we enhance different initiatives, different processes with? And ultimately, the supply chain risk assessment as well. And the last one is the one that's a little bit of a tricky one, which is the perception and reputation. Because a lot of times it's tricky, right? Do we talk about it? Do we not talk about it? Who thinks we should talk about the CSR initiatives that we're doing? Show of hands. Okay, very good. Keep your hand open. I will not walk far this time. Why do you think yes?
Because I think it's a nice project. It's a nice way to proceed and to look out of the box a little bit.
Good. You had your hand open.
I think it's important because it gives also the consumer a way to choose between the business and why they choose that product or the service.
Very good. Who says no, don't talk about it? There were quite a few hands that were not up.
Let me speak about the government experience. I've been doing a lot of government assessments. One of the very important parts is to the brand reputation. If I go and ask anyone from the society about this company, they would, if they are very strong at this, they would point out and say that yes. So from the government perspective as well, this is something very important, that to ask the society, and there are a lot of companies responsible for asking the society, what do you think of this and that? Are they strong enough, or what kind of initiatives do they have?
I think it very much becomes a problem when that's the only thing that you're doing, right? If you are only going to the activity to take the picture for the photo op and then you walk away. I organize a lot of events, so I see this all the time. Beach cleanup, team shows up, pictures, little picnic, and then they go back. And it's a great team outing, but the impact is quite limited. Yeah, so if marketing is all you're looking at, then that is definitely the wrong space. But I will also tell you about the positives, and it's very much the visibility for smaller organizations. A lot of things, like the Marmoum organization that we just talked about, is one of the things I found through somebody posting it on LinkedIn, and I was like, oh, what are they doing? I think it was Karcher. So I reached out to them and I said, how do I get in touch? What do they do? So it's also nice to have the focus on the organization that is doing something. So a lot of times they're not very good in marketing or don't have the resources to invest in marketing. So we are part of their voice and can encourage others to make an impact as well. Good, so guest-facing marketing, pre-arrival, what can we do? How do we get the word out about sustainability, about CSR initiatives? What can we do?
Yes, to be eco-certified, so we will have a better visibility for the guests. Yeah.
Very good. What else? What does the guest see before he checks into your property? I'm coming.
What I think we should put some small clips what we are doing to show to the guest. That's work more better than anything that, because nowadays the I must say consistency of the new generation is very less. They quickly get reflected, they get disturbed, or just goes to the another job. So if, and nowadays TikTok is one of the app we can use it positively.
So it's about the channels that you're using to promote. Very good.
So probably put up a welcome email which has more like set your expectations of what will they see when they come on board, in terms of, like I said, have a small little cue for them that we are not going to be using too much of water, or consume less electricity, or be mindful of the food that you're using. These kind of expectations, if they are set, then you've built a lot of relationship with them already.
Very good. There's some great ideas. So, of course, a lot of our bookings come through either booking channels or they come directly through our website. So that's the space where you create, whether it is an impact report, whether it is, a different space of, whether it's a video. Personally, I think pre-arrival emails, I don't know about the other hoteliers in the room, but they're often overlooked, and they're often also very long and a little bit boring, so they don't receive as much traction as we would love them to do. But certainly, you can display the badges of your certifications on your website, create little spaces about what you are doing in the CSR and sustainability space. In terms of arrival, any kind of live dashboards. I know Dr. Jacinda was already talking a lot about different options. You can invite them to participate, of course. You could have a green concierge, maybe. We have so many different sommeliers and concierges that are specified in something, so why not do tours through the property of things that you have inside the room. We use the TV a lot for promotional channels, promotional videos. So this is also a great opportunity as the TV is on to showcase some of the work that you're doing. We then have during the stay, and this is very much where the experiences come in that we'll touch base in just a minute. And post-stay, you could send out an impact report. Is there maybe a way that you can infuse this into a survey if you have one? Is there a question in the survey that you can design around ESG or CSR? So these are great opportunities. And then, of course, you have a number of wonderful partners, of which a lot of them are in the room. We heard of Hatta honey, so could you do something around beehives and beekeeping and do an education? I don't know who of you is using music styling. They are working on some really great activations around nature sounds, where royalties actually then go directly into the conservation of nature, which is fantastic. So a lot of really cool stuff that is happening in that space that you can work on and see what fits for you. Because I think the main thing here is there's no cookie cutter approach, right? There's no one size fits all that you can take from one property to another or from one brand to another. But there's so much option and opportunity out there that there's something to find for everyone, to make an impact. Good, so when we talk about experiential showcasing, I'm gonna speed up a little bit because I'm running out of time already, is real-time dashboards. Could you display something in the different spaces that the guest is going around? Could you offer any kind of green tours? So if you have a vertical garden, could they harvest their own greens? Could they go and harvest their own honey? Could, where can we engage the guests without it being too much marketing and too much, into the greenwashing space? Staff engagement, so like I said, how are you training your staff? What is the communication? Because the human touch is still very much important within hospitality, so how are we using that to our advantage to educate our guests around what we do? And lastly, again, just involvement. Can we give them choices? Because not everybody likes all of the green initiatives or all of the CSR initiatives that we're proposing, but how much can you get them involved? How much feedback can you get in order to really tailor things that work for your property as well as for your guests and really make a larger impact? When it comes to benchmarking, I'll tell you that the most important benchmark is yourself. So setting a baseline for whatever it is that you're measuring is so, so important. More important than comparing yourself to anybody else, because that is showing your progress, your growth, insights, and where you're performing well, where you're underperforming. And again, it's about what are you looking to measure. Maybe it's volunteer hours, because maybe you know that funding is an issue. Maybe it is the monetary donations that you're making per dollar of revenue. So really dig deep into what makes the most sense for you. If you are looking to go outside of internal benchmarking, which I'm sure all of you have access to, there's a lot of different industry reports. I think CHSB has at the moment 31,500 properties in their reporting. So it's a great resource as well. They have also a really neat footprint calculator for rooms and for events, which is quite interesting to, yes, green views, yeah. So it's really interesting to see how can we put a number on it, how can we make it more relatable and accessible to our guests. Good. I think certifications are very much within the room already, so we don't have to go through them. I think my personal pet peeve would always be start as early as possible and make it something that is a full hotel approach, that is something that is throughout your property, is part of the culture and the DNA of your property, as opposed to just making it, you know, the achieving of the certification and then it stops. So obviously you have certifications that are more related to operations, and you have the ones that are more about the building. Both of them have great opportunity, but of course the building ones need a little bit of extra work a lot of the times. Awards are also a great way to showcase what you're doing. A lot of them you can nominate yourself for, so it's actually quite easy to get nominated and get that recognition that you can then share. Good. I have a wonderful guest with me, because I was talking about all these little organizations and making sure that we have something outside, something that's localized, but it also has a lot of things to do with hospitality. So I would love to invite Sophia from Umrah for Labor Workers to tell us a little bit about her.
Thank you very much, Frauke. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sophia Sar'addas. I'm half French, half Saudi. By background and education, I'm a chartered accountant, but I'm also the founder of Umrah for Labor Workers and Water for Labor Workers. When I moved to Dubai, I met a cleaning lady, and I got to know her, and I found out that she was paid 1,200 dirhams per month. I got to know her, and then I wanted to help her, and I asked her, Khadija, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do? And I thought she'd tell me I'd buy a house, I'd go on holiday, or like us, I'd go to the Maldives. But no, she said, I would go perform Umrah pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia. I was very surprised because I'm from Jeddah, which is the city that you land in to go to Mecca. And I decided I'm going to set up a company to make it easy and affordable for labor workers to go to Umrah. Umrah for Labor Workers started in April 2024, and so far we sent 1,445 laborers to Umrah. These are the drivers that bring your guests. They're the men and women who build the walls of our hotels and our resorts. They are the men and women who clean our rooms. They are everywhere around us. And so I decided to create this. So it's an easy and affordable and transparent way for people to help our brothers and sisters, the laborers. So obviously you can access our website and you can learn more about what we do. Water for Labor Workers was launched in November 2024, and it provides access to free, safe drinking waters to labor accommodations in the UAE. Anyone can access our website, which is currently beta version. We are developing the website, and anybody can access it to buy water coolers for staff accommodations. In the future, you'll be able to also buy water gallons and groceries for delivery to labor camps. Now, it's very important to know that sustainability is, of course, about energy and plastic and the environment, but it's also about human sustainability. It's about when people thrive, businesses thrive. So how can you get involved? How can hotel operators get involved? There's 3 options. The first option, which is my favorite one, is send your labor workers to Umrah. Through our portal, the package costs 1,500 dirhams for an 8-day trip. All-inclusive, visa, accommodation, 2 nights in a hotel in Medina, 3 nights in a hotel in Mecca, and they even get a travel kit, which is a gift. You're probably wondering what's on your table. These are some of the items that the laborers receive before they go on their Umrah trip. The second option is you can partner with Water for Labor Workers, visit our website, and just ask a question. Your employees, everyone in your supply chain, does your staff accommodation have a water cooler? You'll be surprised the number of accommodations that don't. And number 3 is, any provider or any hotel can share their surplus amenities with us, and we gift those to those laborers who go to Umrah. So on your table today, you will help us with a small exercise to pack these bags. And on the 1st of November, after tomorrow, there will be 98 laborers who will go on their first Umrah by bus from the UAE, taking all of these little goodies on your table. The last thing I want to say is, hospitality is about people's well-being and comfort, but it is so at every level of the supply chain. So please partner with us and contact us and be part of the mission. Thank you very much. Thank you, Frauke. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sophia. So Sophia already mentioned you have 2 bags on your tables, and we would invite you to pack these with the 9 items that are going into those bags, which will include mouthwash, shampoo, toothpaste, the toothbrush. If anybody does not have bags on their tables, there's plenty of them here still, so you may come to the front and assist here.
Somebody gets
That's fine. Keep it. Then they will open and then they will check or give a random number. 9 items, maybe.
Yes, so please 1 item in each bag. At the end, we should have 9 items in each bag.
We finished and we won.
Not yet. Not yet. Yes, there will be a small competition.
Exactly, 9 items in each bag, okay? So don't start mixing. 9 items in each bag, 1 of each, please. Let's keep equality in mind.
They put it away. What to talk about? She will do it.
All right, everybody done with your bags? All done with a little exercise? All right. Who was first? Perfect. That's fine. We will do that.
Do we have a spare bag anywhere?
This was not a goodie bag.
Extra one? Then that means somebody is lacking one because it was the exact count.
So there's one shampoo and one deodorant. So whoever is missing in their bag, one, okay, extra. Very nice. So just remember, you need to have a mouthwash, toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, shower gel, miswak, deodorant, nail clipper, and a razor. And the bag. So total of 9 items in the bag.
So you see, we did a little treasure hunt right now. So if you don't have the right things in your bag, you need to go to the other table and find it, okay? Exactly, and please don't take away, okay? So it's for the Umrah.
Yeah, I don't understand. We need one more bag, which we know we have. It's just something.
Anybody has a spare bag anywhere? No? No spare bag? We've got some items here. Okay, no worries. Okay, now everybody packed their bags? All done? Okay, here's the quiz for you, or here's an activity for you. In the bags that you have packed, which are the 9 items, that can you count into an ml? What was the weight? You know, you have so many items here. In ml, yes. It's the liquid items basically. So with liquid items, you had a mouthwash, you had a toothpaste, you've got shampoo and shower gel, and the deodorant. You get a gift. Who's the first person who raises his hand up gets the gift with the right amount. What's the weight of those items, liquid items in the bag? You're free to open the bag and check it quickly. You have the option. Whoever answers first, come on. Let them do it. They're all checking. Let them count. They have to calculate.
The total or no? Total?
Yes, ready. What's the answer?
3 kilo.
No.
Liquid.
It's ml. In
liquids. All together.
Put your hand up. 1.501, no. 1550, no.
1.4.
2003 had absolutely no.
1.4.
1750, no.
No.
1625, the one in the purple. Come on, come here. Excellent.
1625.
1625. That was the amount. See, that's how she calculated. Come here. Give the I'm inclusive, we'll give that thing. Yeah.
Wow, so you did the bingo in the morning. So you have been on the top 3 of the bingo. And now as well on that. So that's amazing.
Well, sorry, if you put your scarf, I get your name.
Ala.
Well, Ala, congratulations. It is 1625. I don't have Radhika here, but I shall give that to you.
Thank you so much.
On the stage? Where's Radhika? Okay, come. Let's go on the stage. Yes.
No, this one.